Hi, Tom Trento, director of still the United West, but it's about 3 o'clock on Tuesday, the 21st of November. And many of you want to know what's going on with our fire situation. Well, we found some amazing footage, and we're going to give you an anatomy, a very interesting look through our security cameras. We have a very sophisticated closed circuit security system here. And we found on our hard drive the origin of the fire. Now, I'm in our studio, which is torn apart right now, as you can see. And last Tuesday, the 14th, we did a live presentation from here. I sat right there. We had guests in here. Mark was in here. And the next day, the 15th, at 7:30, 7:40, the fire started next door. But we're going to show you from that camera's perspective how the smoke initiated into this control room, which now is just loaded with junk. And we're going to show you how quickly the smoke went from innocuous little drifts of smoke to a death amount of smoke in the control room. Then we're going to show you a before shot of our studio here. And then from that camera, which covers the studio, it jumps to about 30 minutes later, what the studio looked like 30 minutes after the fire started. You can't see anything in here. That's why it's all covered. That's why the ceilings are now taken apart. But it's a very bizarre look at the anatomy of smoke that if 2 breaths were taken, you would be in trouble, and you'd have to get out of here and be sick, if not fall on the ground and then die from smoke inhalation. We suffered no fire damage. Smoke, soot, and water from the firemen's hoses. Check this out. All right, Tom Trento here with J. Mark Campbell. We're going to give you the director's cut of what's happening. Mark, that's your control room. What do we see right now?
You see the smoke starting to wisp in off of the corner from the fire next door, and it's going to slowly start to fill up the room.
And we were in that room, in that control room in the studio 24 hours earlier. Thank God we weren't there then.
Well, if I'd have seen the smoke coming out, I'd been grabbing for the fire extinguishers. I mean, off the wall or somewhere, I don't know, but, well.
Yeah, we do. We have fire extinguishers right there, so probably would have done that. We had people in there, guests. Look at this, folks. This is amazing.
The thing about it is, it just gets thicker. And even though it doesn't look that much right now, that is very toxic smoke.
Let's just watch it for a minute here.
Yeah, we'll speed it up here a little bit, and 4 times it get to the peak of the fire here. Just a second.
The fire folks told us, look at that.
Wow.
When the hot air hits the air conditioning, it creates these vortexes and speeds very, very quickly.
It's almost like it's alive, you know.
Now, we've sped it up a little bit for time's sake, but in a matter of about 15 minutes, that room was black.
Yeah. Now, we're seeing it from this camera 1 angle, which is a control room angle. And we're going to go switch to the other one here in a minute. But here, let's speed this up 8x here, and we'll see what's going, and see how it's starting to get really, really thick. At this point, it is actually, even though it looks white in front of the camera, it's actually getting really, really black inside.
And for those of you technically anal people, we did not reset our clock, so this is actually 7:50 p.m., not 8:50.
Now we're going to normal speed here to look at, now you can see the firemen coming in here in a second. Now this is actually 3 hours after the fire. It's because they actually put the fire out in the other place, so the smoke has really dissipated by the time the fire department got there. They're looking for residual fires now.
And they have their respirators on.
Now, they wouldn't allow me up here without a respirator or anything.
Yeah, Mark was here on site.
Yeah. You can see them going around, and
I got a call on my on the alarm company that the alarm was going off, and I put the cameras on and saw the fire trucks. And Mark lives closer to the studio than I do, and he got over here and was with the firemen.
And actually, they got to the fire within 5 minutes. We were really, really impressed. And this whole place would have gone up in like a tinderbox had it been for these guys. They did an outstanding job, actually. So But yeah, they're warning me not to come back up. Now we're going to go switch over to camera 2. And this is what it looked like before.
This is the studio.
Yeah.
And when you see our videos, that's what's there, and through the magic, boom, look at that.
Look at that. That is, at the peak of it, just completely.
That's 30 minutes, because these cameras react to movement.
Right.
And there was movement in the control room. There was no movement for some reason in the studio. So what you're seeing is 30 minutes after the fire, pitch black, can't see anything.
And here's the picture, our studio after it's all messed up. Here's a look at this. The equipment was on. You see the fan getting sucked in here, and this is the inside of the TriCaster, which is the production studio, and just filled. Look at the blackness in the corners there. How much? And that's just inside. It just trashes electronics. It really does. And that's Tom's office.
Oh yeah, well don't laugh. Take a look at your office.
Good point.
Hey folks, this is really a mess, and we gotta laugh a little bit. Otherwise, we'd be in depression. But we're going to be out of business for a month, probably 2. We'll be back stronger than ever. We do have insurance. We don't know what it's going to cover. We need some capital now to pay some folks to get in, and hopefully we'll recover that. So any donation, 25 or 1,000 or whatever you can do, very much needed, very much appreciated. For the United West team, Tom Trento, thanking you so very much for your support.